Never forget the day when I seen my mom's life start to change for the worse. An active mother seemed to be fatigued all the time. In a matter of weeks, she lost weight rapidly. We all began to worry as she would sit on the couch for hours and hours and just want water. She seemed to always be coughing, and nobody knew what was wrong with her. So one day, enough was enough when she got off the couch and she suddenly collapsed. At that moment, the hospital was called, the ambulance was called, and she was taken to the doctor. From that moment, we realized that she had a serious condition, but we didn't know what it was. Today, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Lakeisha Coles, and I'm going to take you into the life of a disease called sarcoidosis. Sarcoidosis is an inflammatory disease that affects multiple organs in the body, but mostly the lungs and the lymph glands. Many people suffer from this disease. Actors such as Bernie Mac and Tisha Campbell suffered from this disease for many years. It even hit close to home when in 1997, my mother was diagnosed with this silent disease. People living with this disease deal with abnormal masses of nodules called granulomas, which consist of inflamed tissue that attacks the body organs. Unfortunately, we do not know how this disease is contracted. To this day, they do not know where it came from or where was it developed. This disease can appear suddenly, as it did to my mother and many other people, and it can disappear suddenly. Okay, it can develop gradually, and it can go on and on. It produces symptoms that come and go for a whole lifetime. Some identify they have contracted sarcoidosis because they begin to produce serious symptoms. These symptoms vary depending on your organs or which organs are involved. One such as my mother always complained of a chronic cough that causes her, the cough was so dry and she will always cough up an ash-like substance, and that substance was coming from her lungs. She will get red eyes. There's things like blurred vision. There's multiple things that are symptoms of this disease. You can get kidney stones formation, swollen joints, and many other side effects can take place with this disease. And because of the fact that you don't know where this disease comes from, is a hard thing to identify with these symptoms of knowing that it is the cause of sarcoidosis. In some people, symptoms may be suddenly, severely, or even shortly. Many may have no outward symptoms. You may see no outward symptoms, but on the inside, the organs are deteriorating. On a more productive side, okay, there's things that we can do to help cope with this disease every day. Many people living with sarcoidosis can get treated to prolong and live a more productive and a healthy life. Patients with more provoked symptoms can use drugs such as cortisone steroid drugs or even prednisone. And everyone knows prednisone helps you build up your immune system. Again, immune suppressive medication can definitely help sustain this silent disease. The main goal of this treatment are to keep the symptoms reduced, to keep the symptoms suppressed, and maintain proper affected organs. Unfortunately, there are no available treatments to reverse the scarring of the lungs. that psychosis may severely occur from. There's no reversing the effects that it have on the lungs. Okay, so when your lungs are scarred from this disease, it stays that way, and that's a scary thing at this moment. Okay, so in conclusion, I have spoke to you about three major parts of psychosis, such as what psychosis is, the symptoms, and the treatments. Many can live for years with this disease. Unfortunately, some people, such as actors Bernie Mac, have lost the battle to this silent disease. If anyone has identified with any of these symptoms, go to your primary doctor and get a checkup as soon as you can. Because this disease, again, once is silent, and you do not want it to become loud by not going to the doctor and taking the proper precautions. So, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for your time, and I thank you for letting me abbreviate more on this silent disease called psychosis.